and today I'm going to talk about weaponized AI. If somebody expected that I'm going to talk about war drones or smart missiles, sorry, no, I'm going to talk about malicious use of AI, which could be turned against people and how we can protect ourselves. That's in recent time, it has become really important topic for all the world, for all part of our life, because in modern world we can't rely on anything. We have a lack of authorities, and phenomenon of weaponized AI is pushing a significant shift in human consciousness. For decades, have been ensured. Computer can't lie, just can't. In general, we have been relying on any answer given by a machine, but now we can't be too sure about anything. And the main question is how we can see the lie our devices are telling us. But how big is the problem? We can easily find a couple of research about positive impact given by AI technologies on modern economy. But if we will talk about negative impact, we hardly can evaluate it. We can apply only some estimation. And if we will be more narrow, and if we will be focused only, for example, a fraud analysis, yeah. There are 10 most popular fraud categories in 2019, and the number one is the imposter scams, when a fraudster pretends that he is a government authority or a tax office authority, and he tried to reach people's valuable personal data about their credit cards, payments, and etc. And it total costs just for US economy was more than $500 million just for US economy. And only here in the top one, deepfake technologies could be used broadly and could make this type of attack even more heavily. And that's was only part of part of our possible estimation. If we will talk in general, it will be trillions of dollars over the world, because there are a lot of different types of weaponized AI. Considering weaponized AI, we see many different malicious applications, but in all cases, we can't say that some particular AI approach was invented especially for bad purposes. We can't even hardly say it about any trained models. From one side, it means that nature of AI technologies is goodness, but at the same time, we will constantly met the new approach of malicious AI in the world. Here I mentioned only some most popular types of weaponized AI. All of us know about deepfake audio and video. We will discuss how AI could be helpful for phishing, and also very interesting type of malicious AI is applying a malicious AI intelligent automation. There are a lot of different kinds of modern industries are relying on AI solution right now. I'm talking not only retail or services, but even about some heavy industries or chemical industries. And attack on these systems could lead for really heavy physical damage. For example, in an AI solution used for intelligent automation, attacker could generate an adversarial examples, what potentially lead to misclassification Just imagine a possible misclassification, in medical imaging attacks. But let's consider most popular topic, deep fake video. Okay, that's probably most frightening use of weaponized AI today. And we see how we can consider it like a new security battleground. It spoils what seemed essential for our media, or political or business life. We used to rely on video and audio records every day, and now we just can't. We can't be completely sure about records like a clear evidence of someone acts or intentions. And that's why in 2019, California considered two bills. One, 602, bans a use of human image synthesis technologies to make pornography without the consent of people depicted. And another one, 730, which prohibits distribution of manipulated video of a political candidates within 60 days of an election. Both bills were signed by Governor Gavin Newsom, and this year it came into effect. If we will talk about deepfake audio, here's a classical example. 2 years ago, an energy company chief executive officer was tricked into wiring 200,000 euro to a Hungarian supplier. Clever AI-equipped fraudster was using a deepfake software to mimic the voice of the executive and demand his underlying pay him within an hour. Here, I show only pretty essential examples how deepfake could be used, but actually there are a lot of different possibilities how attackers could use deepfake technologies. There are a lot of cases, and the next point is phishing. Phishing is a combination of technologies and of software and social engineering. And here an example of research did maybe 2 years ago and presented on Black Hat conference by two researchers. They shown how data science approach together with social engineering could improve efficiency of phishing attack. They chose Twitter like a target platform because Twitter is a platform that people enjoy sharing information, and apply models to classify Twitter user and find audience of most vulnerable people. And they also used LSTM models and Markov chains to generate messages, and they got system much more efficient if we consider metrics, much more efficient than the traditional phishing approach. But what we can do in this situation? I showed just a couple of examples, pretty general. It makes attack more sophisticated than even before, but it doesn't mean that we can do nothing and have no protection against malicious AI. Fake audio and video generated by AI could be detected. Here, just two examples. One, on the right side, the presentation, a paper of Michigan University where the researchers apply spectral analysis to detect artifacts in deepfake audio, just a spectral analysis. And another one paper, pretty interesting. It was published by MIT team, where they proposed to consider adversarial examples, not a bug of our models, but rather a feature. Because knowing about these adversarial examples, we can build a protection against deep fake software. Sometime we just can add some mesh into our video to make valuable classification almost impossible. We have in recent year, there are a couple pretty interesting initiatives were launched. Facebook launched a deepfake detection challenge. And here's some top 3 winners of this challenge. And accuracy look, accuracy not too high, but still useful. It doesn't mean that we can't rely on these technologies. It only means actually that deepfakes works really well, and we have to care about our information and our content we're gonna publish. We can't do it just spontaneously. Also, some emerging technologies are now helping video makers authenticate their videos. Cryptographic algorithms can be used to insert hashes as at set of intervals of video. If the video is altered, the hashes will be changed. AI blockchain can register a tamper-proof digital fingerprint for videos. It will work like a watermarks. The difficulty with video is that the hashes need to survive if the video is compressed for use with different codecs. Talking about protection from malicious AI, we should always remember that data is a king in this war. Your data, what you have to protect, but data can't protect your business at all. Let's consider an Uber case and how they resist different attacks on their system. They have a lot of clients, and every day relieve different types of attacks. Some attacks are pretty sophisticated. Attackers use LSTM models, for example, to generate messages and to create new user accounts and to use GPS spoofing to generate fake rides. But Uber data is building a whole picture of what is happening on road and what is happening in the application. And it makes malicious use of service clear. They track all GPS coordinates of any drivers every time, even if they not completing a ride. They gather information how use the application, which way they choose some options. Then they can apply LSTM classificators to extract malicious use of the application, because patterns of between users and attackers behavior are completely different. And another one topic, pretty important, the principles of principles of artificial intelligence. AI itself is ethically neutral, but not the people who use AI. We can't underestimate ethical issues of applying AI. And this topic was well considered in recent years And this infographic prepared by Harvard University gives us a whole picture and could be a good start to dive deep into this topic. Researchers and engineers in artificial intelligence could take a dual use nature of their work and they should take it seriously, allowing misuse related consideration of influence research priorities and norms, and proactively research out to relevant actors when harmful applications are foreseeable. To summarize all what we discussed, there are a couple of recommendations. Gather as much data about your service, about your clients as possible. Keep it safe. Keep safe your source code, because attacks on private GitHub repositories are in general in recent years. Remember that context is always important. Talking about context, I mean, if we face a new video and you some public news, we have to be critical to it. We even can recognize some deepfake technologies, just take a sign on it. Jerky movements, shifts in lighting, shifts in skin tone. It could be really helpful if you will pay attention on these details. Know how your models work. If you use AI in your company a lot, like we do, we establish it in RG. We establish it a process of constant evaluation of our models and validation of these models, because attackers could could make small changes in your models, and it could lead to heavy damage, especially if you work with heavy industries, with metallurgy, maybe chemistry, healthcare. It could be really dangerous. And ethics. We are people. We have ethical issues. Not ethical issues in AI. Not an easy topic, and it's a topic for different consideration. But there are a lot of materials, a lot of research, and we should pay attention to this topic absolutely seriously. And to summarize everything, I think we shouldn't be afraid of AI technologies, but we should understand in which modern world we are living now and understand dual nature of AI technologies. And we can't rely blindly on anything we got in our hands. So our world is changing and will be completely different, and that's only a fact. We shouldn't be afraid. Thank you.